What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Dr. Peter McGaw, Technical Advisor to New Pacific Metals. It's a pleasure to have you on, Peter. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Aaron. It's a pleasure to be with you here.
Definitely. So New Pacific Metals is a Canadian mining company focused on discovering and developing world-class precious metal projects in Bolivia. Can you tell us a bit more about the company?
Well, the company was founded by Rui Feng of Silvercorp fame, recognizing that there were some very substantial opportunities in Bolivia for very large silver and, as it turns out, gold deposits. And so he's put a team together, and I go down, and my job is essentially the exploration gadfly. I'm supposed to keep people focused on the big picture.
Oh, that's very interesting. So why is silver mining such an important industry right now, and why should investors pay attention?
Well, silver mining has always been important, but over the last 30 or 40 years, we've seen increased shifts in the technological applications and uses for silver, everything from biomedical to electronics. And fundamentally, silver is the green metal. There's almost no alternative energy of any kind that works without silver. So you need silver for electric cars, you need silver for solar panels, and so on and so forth. So the world's supply of silver has been fairly tightly balanced until recently. In other words, there was enough silver to go around with maybe a slight deficit made up by scrap. But we are entering a time when we could be several 100 million ounces a year behind in the production versus consumption.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big problem. So how did you get involved with New Pacific Metals, and what attracted you to the company?
Well, the former president of New Pacific was Gordon Neal, who was the VP of corporate development for MAG Silver back when MAG was doing, was becoming what MAG is now back in the 2005 to the early teens. So I had a good personal relationship with Gord. And when he latched on to New Pacific and got excited about the project, he wanted me to come down and take a look. I took one look at silver sand, and my first response was, guys, you don't have enough ground. This system is bigger than you think it is. And so, I like working in big systems, especially ones that have the potential to become a lot bigger. So that was what attracted me to New Pacific.
Oh, that's very interesting. So the company just revealed some compelling assay results from its Carangas gold and silver project, including the recent discovery of broad gold mineralization. Can you tell us more about those?
Well, Carangas is a really interesting property in Western Bolivia. And it probably doesn't know that it's not in the Atacama, it's not in Chile, for example. It is where it is. It's got historic silver mining from the near surface workings going back to the Spanish colonial era. And so New Pacific began exploring it as a silver project and put some holes into a particular area and started to get multiple 100-meter intercepts of potentially open pit mineable gold. So 1 gram to 1.5 grams kind of gold grades. Over those kinds of thicknesses, those are some of the best holes that have been pulled in the gold space in years. So it's very early days. It's only a few holes. We need to figure out how much bigger the system is. But it looks to me like it's a pretty good size system. And if the drilling keeps going and we keep pulling more big holes like this, we could have a very important gold discovery on our hands.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting for you guys. So the Carangas project is similar to Filo Mining's Filo del Sol project, which has yielded great results and sent FIL stock up almost 400% in the last 12 months. Do you see New Pacific Metals heading in the same positive direction?
Well, within the realm of forward-looking statements, disclaimers and things like that, and the fact that my crystal ball is no better than anyone else's and the market is what the market is, certainly the important holes that are being pulled at Carangas should result in a fairly substantial market response.
Yeah, let's hope for that, definitely. So New Pacific is also making progress at its flagship silver sand project. Can you talk more about that project and what you've uncovered there?
Well, silver sand is essentially an enormous cloud of silver mineralization. So it's a very large, like Carangas in the sense of multiple 100-meter holes with mineable grades and very good metallurgy. So that portion of the system that's known is moving forward towards preliminary economic assessment to determine whether or not, what the next steps are to move towards it becoming a mine. From my perspective, as the exploration gadfly, I want to know where that cloud came from, because the plumbing all says the fluids came from somewhere deeper. And we need to be looking for that, because it's great to have a big dispersed ore body. I would much rather have some really high grade concentrated mineralization. And it's worth pointing out that silver sand is 35 kilometers as the crow flies from Cerro Rico de Bolivia, which is the second biggest silver camp ever found on the planet. So about 3 billion ounces of silver endowment. That puts silver sand on the white line in the middle of Main Street as far as the Bolivian silver tin belt is concerned. And these deposits are zoned from silver to tin. That's what Cerro Rico does. Silver sand also has a very strong tin component to it, suggesting that it is comfortably a member of that big family, which suggests that it has the potential to get a whole lot bigger than it already is. So think multi-generational kind of mine if we're right about what the geology is telling us.
Wow. So what are the next steps at Silver Sand?
Well, drill. It's pretty simple. I mean, the next steps that are going to be taken and are being taken is continued infill drilling on the resource, step out drilling, but there's also the Snake Pit area where we got very high grade mineralization over a narrower width. That all appears to be zoned with respect to where we think the source of the system is. So while one group is out there making the resource bigger and potentially moving it down the road towards being a mine, we're going to keep trying to move the understanding of the system forward to see if there's a mine below the mine.
Well, drilling is the exciting part for you guys. So, what are some of the biggest benefits of working in Bolivia?
Oh, well, after, starting with the people, Singani, which is a wonderful beverage, their national beverage, and, a 500-year mining history. Mining is essentially the backbone of the Bolivian economy, especially in the Andes. So very friendly environment, friendly people, easy to work, good infrastructure, all the things that you want, and a politically very favorable environment.
No, that all sounds great. I've read about Cerro Rico, one of the richest silver mountains of the world, which is thought to still contain 1.76 billion ounces of silver. How close is New Pacific's flagship silver sand project, and how does the geology compare?
Well, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's only 35 kilometers away. The geology is very similar. And Cerro Rico is very large. I mean, there's still 20,000 people mining underground at Cerro Rico every day. So it's everything from small artisanal miners to large surface-based operations. Everything says we're on another member of the same family. So we just have to keep exploring and prove that.
Definitely. So we all know how important the team is. New Pacific Metals has an impressive team of experts with a serious track record of success. Who are your key members, and what do they bring to the table?
Well, the key member is Rifeng, who's the president and CEO of the company. He built Silvercorp. He's the one who has recognized some of these opportunities in Bolivia and has managed to get the negotiations with the individual and government owners of the property put together. So he is the key man. His right-hand man is Alec Zhang, who is an experienced geologist who does a really good job managing the projects, exploring them, keeping everything moving. And Alex has done a great job of building a team of local geologists and internationally based experts for things like moving the metallurgy and the mine preparation and things like that forward. So between the two of them and with Carolina behind the whole thing, she's the VP of Corporate Development. She's Bolivian. She's very well connected in Bolivia. So there's a very strong local component to the operation in Bolivia. And the combination of the three people works extremely well.
No, that's great to hear. So what are some upcoming catalysts investors should look out for New Pacific Metals this year?
Well, for any exploration company, the first thing you want to see is drilling success. And so the drills are turning at Carangas, they're turning at Silver Sand. So most of the drilling being done at the moment at Silver Sand is infill drilling. So that's going to confirm the resource, potentially add size to it, but improve our understanding of the continuity of mineralization as that moves forward into a PEA. So you'll see both drilling results and a PEA come out on that. And that's an important milestone for that project. For Carangas, it'll be additional holes drilled looking for more of this dispersed gold mineralization that we're seeing. And our fingers are crossed that we will continue to pull big holes like that. And that should change the complexion of, if we're right, that'll change the complexion of the company very radically.
Yeah, and I'm excited to definitely cover that. So finally, how can investors get in touch with the company, or where should they go for more information?
Well, you can go on whatever your favorite stock ticker is and look for NEWP or NEWP on the New York or OTC, I guess, and NUAG on the Toronto exchange, or go to newpacificmetals.com to the website.
Well, thank you so much for all those updates, Peter. Best of luck with everything. I know it's going to be an exciting year.
It's been a pleasure, Aaron, and look forward to checking back in with you at some point after some of these forward-looking statements I've made have been turned into history.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Okay. Take care.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.